Before we continue with the filtering, we can still see that this thing has a border on it when it takes focus. If I go to this button here, I can say show me all the focus states, and I can see here that all elements that are focused has a border around it that's blue. So that's a Chrome default that's in there that we don't want. So let's take that out. Going to our styling, we just go and create a class for this input for when it's focused. Let's say the border is none, and that should solve our problem. Let's just go and verify. Going back to our browser, refreshing it. When I focus this item now, you can see that it's fine. None of that is left, so we can now go and put in the filtering. To get filtering to work, the first thing that we need to do is go to our repository items and add a data-tags attribute to each item, which contains text that you can search on to see, is this actually the item that I'm looking for? On our component, we have our input. So when we type in the search text and we press enter, we want that text that we've typed in there to be applied to our filter. And to do that, we do a two-way binding on the value property of the input, and we bind it to a property called filter. And on our collection, we have a filter changed function that will fire each time that the filter text changes, and it will pass on to us a new value for the filter text that you have typed in. As part of the Process API, we have a section called DOM collection, and in the DOM collection we have a function called filter children, and you need to pass two things on. The parent element that you want to filter the children on. In this case, it's the container that we put the ref on, so that would be the UL. So there's our ref for the container. And the second thing is the new text that we have typed in. So what does this look like in the browser? So here's a component, and we'll type in text and press enter, and we can see that we see the text input. And we'll type in button and enter, and we can see there's our two buttons because both of these buttons have tags on for button. And then if I clear the text, it will show me all of my items again. So our component is now pretty much complete. We've got our icon, we've got our filter text, we've got our different displays that we've added the resizing of the component. We can change the attributes to change the different types of repos that we want to display, and all in all with very little JavaScript at all. One of the most important lessons that you can learn from this is that don't go running too far ahead of yourself. Do a piece of work, get it to work, check it, make sure that you're happy, move on to the next piece of work. Instead of going completely nuts and just writing 10 tons of code and then trying to figure it after the fact, it's a lot better to systematically work your way through the component, get all the little bits working together, and you'll have a seamless component development experience. Hope you've enjoyed this series, and I'll check you again on another time.